Before we start the meeting for today, let's introduce ourselves. I am Lo Jiahui, the CEO in company.
I am Fu Fangxuan, Finance Manager of the company.
I'm Agnes Teo, the HR Manager in company.
I'm Yong Chun Chun, the ID Manager in company.
I am Marketing Manager, Johnson.
I'm Chong Heng, PR Manager in the company.
Now let's start the meeting. Good morning everyone. Thank you for joining today's meeting. As you all know, in 2 months' time, we will start implementing our hybrid work policy. Before we delve into the specifics, it is important to acknowledge the requests and concerns brought out by our employees.
As a lovely CEO, I have conducted an analysis of the feasibility and potential impact of providing a monthly allowance for remote work expense. Many of our employees has requested a monthly allowance to cover expense incurred while working from home. Additionally, some has expressed the need to fully work from home to attend the childcare responsibility.
Indeed, maintaining a positive employee experience is vital, especially during this transitional period. It's imperative that we carefully consider the impact of our hybrid work policy on various aspects, including employee satisfaction, productivity, and work-life balance. By addressing these concerns proactively, we can demonstrate our commitment to supporting our employees' well-being and adapting to their evolving needs. Moreover, effective communication and transparency will be key in ensuring that our employees feel heard and valued throughout this process. As we move forward with implementing the hybrid work policy, we must remain flexible and responsive to feedback, continuously refining our approach to best accommodate the diverse circumstances and preferences of our workforce.
How we can handle these requests can significantly impact our employers, brands, and perceptions among current and potential employees. As a marketing manager, I would like to suggest access financial impact that can evaluate the potential cost of providing a monthly allowance for remotely work expenses versus the benefits it could yield in terms of employee certifications and productivity. And the second one is survey employee needs. We can conduct a survey or hold a discussions to understand the specific needs of employees who are requesting allowance of full-time remote work. That will help to tailor the solutions to meet their needs effectively. And we can implement the flexible solutions by considering offering a triad approach where employees who truly needs a financial assistance for remote works expenses receive a monthly allowance while others may receive a subsidies for specific expenses. For example, the internet costs, the ergonomic equipment, and additionally for employees with childcare responsibilities, explore the flexible scheduling options or dedicated support program. And the third one will be the communications and the educations. We can clearly communicate the company hybrid work policies and rationale behind any decisions regarding allowance or remote work arrangement. Provide resource and guidance on how employees can optimize their home work environments for productivities. Performance metrics and accountability is advisable to implement clear performance metric and expectations for remote work to ensure that productivity levels are maintained, and we can regularly check in, and performance review can help identify any issues early on, address them promptly. Cost saving measures also to explore the opportunities to offset any increased expenses, from allowance or remote works arrangement by implementing cost-saving measures elsewhere in the businesses. Monitoring and adaptations are continuously monitor the impact of hybrid works policies and make the adjustment as needed to optimize the productivities and operation costs. By taking a balanced and proactive approach, we can address employee needs while also ensuring that work productivity and operation costs are managed effectively.
Thank you, Marketing Manager. As a position of Finance Manager, I would like to share my opinions. I think we need to carefully consider the implication of this request on our budget and operational costs. Maybe we can examine options like flexible work schedules or on-the-spot child care centers as alternative to working exclusively from home. This option satisfies employees' requirements with a minimum of negative effect on output and overhead without affecting employees' performance.
Agreed. Let's tackle each of these issues systematically. Firstly, regarding the request for a monthly allowance, Finance Manager, what is the projected impact on our budget?
Uh, we were conducted a preliminary analysis, and while implementing the allowance will lead to some increase in expenses, it is manageable within our budgetary constraint. However, we will need to establish clear guidelines and monitoring mechanisms to ensure responsible use to this fund, provide specific guidance for employees who work from home about their allowance, define qualification requirements, including whether they are applicable to every employee or just those with certain duties or positions. We can effectively respond to employees' requirements while reducing the impact on productivity and operational expenses by carefully considering all of these factors and taking steps to address them.
Thank you, Finance Manager. HR Manager, could you work on drafting this guideline and communicating them to the employees?
Of course, CEO. I will collaborate with department heads to address any concern or question and ensure that the guidelines are fair, transparent, and effectively communicate to all employees.
Now, let's address the request for full work from home arrangement due to the childcare responsibilities. While we want to support our employees, we also need to maintain productivity and operational efficiencies. Any thoughts on how we can approach this?
Okay, well, my CEO, from my perspective, to better accommodate the needs of our employees balancing works and the childcare responsibility, so we could consider implementing flexible working hours or compressing work weeks. This would empower our team's members to manage their schedule more effectively, so ensure they can fulfill both their professional duties and their obligations as the caregivers. So additionally, so we could enhance our support by offering resource of reference for childcare service. So easing the burdens of the providing reliable care arrangement. So by implementing that measures, we not only prioritize the well-being of our employee, but also foster a more inclusive and supportive workplace environment.
That's a good suggestion. HR Manager, could you investigate this feasibility of implementing flexible work arrangement and childcare support programs?
Absolutely, CEO. I will look into the options available and assess their sustainability for our workforce.
Excellent. Now, let's ensure that our IT infrastructure is equipped to support this flexible work arrangement. IT Manager, could you provide an update on our IT readiness?
Sure, certainly, CEO. Given the current circumstances, we have taken the proactive steps to upgrade our system, specifically to support remote works. This has unstalled not only enhancing our cybersecurity mention but also optimizing our remote asset capability. So I'm pleased to report that we are progressing smoothly and our positioned for a seamless transitions to our hybrid work mode.
That's reassuring to hear. Finally, Marketing Manager and PR Manager, I would like to discuss how we can communicate these changes effectively to our employees and external stakeholders.
Thank you, CEO, for prioritize clear communications during these transitions to ensure that our employees and external stakeholders understand the changes and feel reassured about our direction. I propose the following communication strategies, which is the internal communications and external communications. About the internal communications, we can develop a detailed internal communication plan outlining the key messages, timelines, and channels for disseminating the informations. And we can also hold a series of town hall meetings or employees forums to direct address any questions or concerns and foster the transparencies. Beside that, we can utilize our internal communication channel such as email, intranet, and employee newsletter to provide a regular updates on informations about the changes. We can also create engaging and informative visuals aids such as infographic or presentations to simplify the complex information and enhance understanding. We can also establish a feedback mechanisms to gather the insight from employees and address any misconceptions or issues promptly. About the external communications, we can craft a tailored communications plan for our external stakeholders, including the clients, partner, suppliers, and also the media. We can prepare the press release such as blog posts and social media announcements to announce the changes and highlight the benefit of our stakeholders. We can proactively reach out to key external contacts to personally communicate the changes and address any potential concerns or questions. We can ensure the consistency in messaging across all external communications channels to maintain the credibility and avoid confusions. By monitoring the external response and adjust our communication strategies as needed based on feedback and emerging the development. So overall, by implementing these comprehensive communication strategies that prioritize the transparency, clarity, and consistency, we can effectively navigate these changes and maintain trust and confidence both internal and externally. This response demonstrates your proactive approach to communications and communicate commitments to ensure that everyone involved understands the changes and feel reassured about the organization's directions. Thank you.
Agree. Transparent and consistent communication will be key to managing employee expectation and maintaining trust. I will work on crafting messaging that not only highlight the benefit of the hybrid work policy, such as increased flexibility and autonomy, but also address potential challenge, ensuring clarity and alignment across the organization.
Thank you, Marketing Manager and PR Manager. Let's ensure that our communication strategy is aligned with our overall objective and values. In conclusion, I appreciate everyone's input and collaboration in addressing these important issues. Let's continue to work together to implement our hybrid work policy in a way that supports our employees and ensure the continued success of our company. That's all to conclude our meeting for today.